All right, folks, I am Tom Downey. Alongside me is Mitchell Renz. Let's take a look now at the current NFC playoff picture. We know the schedule, we know the standings, and we know what teams will play when to open the NFL playoffs. We know the teams will things off with the byes.
Yep.
The Saints, we knew this going into this week, all right? The Saints have the #1 overall seed, and they have a bye. No surprise there. The Rams, by virtue of their win, they also have a bye. How are you feeling about those two teams?
I'm feeling great about those two teams. Don't look at Week 17. The Saints ended up not playing their starters. And, yeah, Bridgewater didn't play all that great. But when you sit Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, not a big deal. I'm not really worried about that. The Rams, I think, struggled a little bit down the stretch of the season. Now,
Todd Gurley's been finish, yeah.
Ultimately, if Todd Gurley's healthy, that's what I'm going to look at. If Todd Gurley's healthy, this Rams team is going to be one of the better teams. But Saints, Rams, I would be very surprised if it's not between those two teams for the NFC Championship.
Right.
But the Bears might disagree.
So your two wild card matchups here, Eagles at the Bears. That is Sunday, 4:40 p.m. Eastern time. We'll start with that one. Of course, you saw the Cowboys Seahawks as well. The Eagles are your defending Super Bowl champions. They played their way in. They won 5 of their last 6 games. Nick Foles trying to work his voodoo magic, assuming he does play again. The Bears, meanwhile, their first playoff run since 2010, they've won 9 of their last 10 games.
They've been playing really well, and I got to go watch the Bears in Chicago. So when I got to go watch the Bears in Chicago, they played unbelievable. The atmosphere there was rocking, so shout out to Chat Sports for getting me tickets to go to that game. I definitely appreciate that. But the Eagles are playing solid. Nick Foles, even if he's able to play, he's banged up. It looks like he's going to be able to play. I just don't see them walking into Chicago and beating a Bears team that I just think top to bottom is a better team. Top to bottom, better team.
So when the Eagles are on offense, I think things tend to favor Chicago because of that dynamic defense. 17.7 points a game they've allowed. They're #1 in turnovers. They don't let you run the football. Eagles run the pass more anyway. Eddie Jackson's been so good. Khalil Mack's been so good. Kyle Fuller, Roquan Smith. This is a dynamic Bears defense. Maybe even worthy of Monsters of the Midway caliber.
Oh, man. That's a big flirtation there. I think you could argue this Bears defense is the best defense in the NFL. I think when they're playing their right style of football, there's not many teams that can hold a Rams team to 6 points. And when at home, good luck. I would not want to play Chicago. And probably what's going to be a freezing game. I think this Bears defense is legit. Heck, that's why they're second in the NFL in points per game. But turnovers, forcing a bunch of turnovers, I think they're going to outmatch the Eagles' offense.
All right, so when the Bears are on offense now, Matt Nagy has done a good job this year of getting the most out of his skill position players, but doesn't really quite compare to that Bears defense. They're 9th in points per game. Remember, points are always often combined into one. It's a relationship type thing there. Eagles, meanwhile, their defense has not been that great. They've been fairly average. They've been about a 9-7 offense and a 9-7 defense is the way that I describe it.
Yeah, I think this Eagles defense was one of the defense we talked a lot about coming into the season. I think there was a lot of hype around them, especially, they were making some big moves, and they had such a good defense last year. And I think they've been pretty underwhelming. Now, they've had a ton of injuries. There's no doubt about that. But then you're looking at the Bears' offense. Mitchell Trubisky has really emerged, I think, in his sophomore his sophomore season in a sense. But the running game, when they can get Tariq Cohen going, when they can get Jordan Howard like Jordan Howard did in Week 17 going, then you got their wide receivers. This is a really tough offense to stop when they get going. But this Bears offense, as long as they can just keep a little bit of a lead, run the football, keep the Eagles offense off the field, that's when the Bears are playing their best football.
All right, so here's your betting odds in this one. The Bears are 5.5-point favorites at home. The over-under just 41.5, so a low-scoring one for that one.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but again, I can't imagine. Now, I got lucky, so I went in December, and it was 45 degrees, but I can't imagine a January game in Chicago is going to be above 30 degrees, so I would imagine this game is going to be a little bit lower scoring. 41.5, if I'd have to say over the under, I'm probably going to go with the under. I think this is going to be a very tight game. Both teams probably playing better defense down the stretch. 5.5, though, that's a tough one for me.
That's actually fairly low.
Yeah?
If you think about this, if the Eagles were at home,
okay,
they'd actually be favored by about a half a point. It's about 3 points at home, so an extra 3 there if you go on the road then.
I just think this game's going to be come down to a field goal. I'm not saying the Bears aren't going to maybe be winning by 10 points at the end, but maybe they give up a little bit of garbage time at the end.
Who you got, Eagles or the Bears? Let us know in the comments section.
I'm going with the Bears. I'm type my B. I think the Bears are a better team, playing better football. They're 12-4. They've played really, really well down the stretch. Yes, the Eagles have 5-6 out of their last 6 games, but the Bears have also won 9 out of their last 10.
I think we have very much disregarded defense in today's NFL. I think we discount it far too much. The Bears have the defense to win a championship. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't think Nick Foles is all that great right now. I think that he's as good as he's been in playoffs in the past. I think the magic kind of runs out this year. So give me the Chicago Bears.
Give me the Bears. I'm typing my B, so you guys too. Comment below.
All right, folks, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120 when you sign up. And then DM us on Twitter @chatsports. We'll get you guys hooked up with an NFL jersey. It's the best deal out there, Mitch.
Best deal out there. If you like betting on NFL, college football, heck, literally anything in sports. Heck, you can bet on blackjack. We had a guy comment on one of our shows.
They've got a little online casino in there.
Online casino. So, guys, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120. Get that 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, you're going to get $60 for free. Be a big baller like Tom. Put down $500, get $600 for free. And DM us on Twitter @chatsports and get a free NFL jersey. So, free money, NFL jersey.
All right, your other NFC playoff matchup, Seattle Seahawks on the road against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys just a 3-point favorite, which I think is pretty fair. And it's going to be a very hard-fought game. Cowboys have not had much playoff success since their dynasty ended, but they have won 7 of the last 8, just like the Seattle Seahawks have. Cowboys had a rough show against the Colts. It is in Arlington, so the Cowboys are home. That's your main reason there for the 3-point advantage.
I think if this game's in Seattle,
it's 3 points there.
3 points for the Seahawks, and I would take the Seahawks. But since this game is at home, I got to go with the boys. Dak played pretty well today. Zeke, they're going to feed him. I'm thinking, though, this is going to be one of the most low-scoring, fast games that we're going to see because I think both teams are just going to try to run the football.
That has been the game plan this year for Seattle. They've tried to go back to what worked during their little run at the Super Bowls. They are the #1 rushing offense team. Chris Carson has been so great this year. Maybe you shouldn't have spent a pick on Rashad Penny. Anyway, turnovers, they don't turn the ball over. They run the ball well. That's a good sign for Seattle. The Cowboys, meanwhile, even after their worst showing of the year, they have actually been one of the best defenses this year. Not quite Chicago, but also really, really good.
I think they are one of the most underrated defenses.
For sure.
I mean, I think
I warned you, by the way.
You totally did. I think their coming out party was against the Saints when they won 13-10. So, but I think we should keep tipping our cap, though, to the Seahawks. I mean, the fact that they were able to be #1 in the NFL in rushing is incredible with that offensive line. Yes, I don't like the Rashad Penny pick, but if there's one good thing that came out of the Rashad Penny pick, it's your Twitter profile pick.
It was. It's still there because that was. And then Terrell Edmonds right after that because that also made no sense. All right, let's talk about when the Cowboys are on offense then. Their offense has been bad. Now, they picked things up again today with a good passing effort from Dak Prescott, but the red zone has been so atrocious this year for the Cowboys. They just can't finish, but maybe you saw some more success against the Giants. They attacked the middle of the field for the first time in really all year long with Blake Jarwin, and it worked wonders. The Seahawks defense, meanwhile, has been a little bit more along the lines of league average.
Yeah, league average for the Legion of Boom, or Legion of whatever the heck I guess they're called now. But
Legion of Boom is dead.
Legion of Boom is gone. I just think the Cowboys' offense, the running game is no doubt there, right? Zeke's one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL. But as you've stated literally all season long, Scott Linehan, man.
Not a good play caller.
I think it's time for Scott to go. Even if they make the playoffs, I think it's time for Scott to go.
All right, so again, folks, Cowboys 3-point favorites in this one. The over-under just 42, so much like Bears-Eagles, more of a low-scoring game.
I think it's going to be low-scoring. I think it's going to be a fast game. I think it's going to be a game where they're both going to try to just run and run and run some more. And before you look at it, you go to take a pee break, and you come back and the game's over. I think that's going to be the issue.
And Cowboys are at home, so let us know in the comment section who you got in this one. Mitchell, general thoughts here on what you're expecting from this game.
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's going to be the lower scoring game. I'll take the under. And 3 points, though, I think it's going to be a 3-point game. So that's kind of a tough spread for me. I'm going to type my C for Cowboys. They're just a much different team at home, 7-1 at home this year, as we've seen. And I think they actually match up pretty well against the Seahawks. front. So this game's going to be won in the trenches. Both teams are going to try to run the ball, and whatever team is going to be able to, I think, run the ball when they want to is going to end up winning the game.
Score prediction, what do you have? I'll put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot?
I got mine if you're not ready.
You go first.
24-20, Cowboys win.
See, I was going to say 24-21, so.
Yeah, same page there. I like that.
Okay. Fair enough, man.